today I'm away to be showing you what you can be making with our brand new subscription box, which is 42, and it's all about ribbon threading. And this is what we are going to be making. How cute is this lovely looking card that we are going to be making really easily and simply as well. So what I'm going to do, let's pop all that to the side. I'm going to get my Gemini MIDI all good to go, and we're going to take our card blank. Now I'm taking one of the A6 card blanks, so you get 9 of these and you also get 9 of the 6x6. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of the designs. Now if I use the detail die on its own, it cuts into the card. If I use the 2 outside dies, these are then going to cut out of the card. So what I'm actually going to do is cut into the card. So I'm going to position my die into the middle of my A6 card blank. I actually find it easier turning it on itself, and we're going to secure it with the low tack tape. So I'm going to get it as central as possible, and I can then pop it in with my low tack tape. So let's secure that one in. Then what I can do is I can come in with my Gemini MIDI, and it will just fit and no more. Of course, you can use your junior, or you can even use your large die cutting machine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go forward and I'm going to go back, because the MIDI is actually hitting quite a lot of cutting points because it's in an angle. So what I can do is maneuver and move that out the way. Take all these bits out the way, and then what I'm going to do is carefully peel the die off. You can then see, if I bring in my poke tool, all that I need to do is pop out a few of these little bits, and you've got tiny little dots that die cut out and little love hearts as well, so you could always keep a hold of them if you want. But what I'm then going to do is I'm going to bring in some of this lovely, it's like a wine colour satin ribbon, which is within the set. Now remember, you are getting 10 reels. You're getting 5 that are satin and you're getting 5 that are organza. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by threading it through. So if I come to the bottom of the card, and then what I'm going to do within that first half circle, I'm going to pull up, and then I'm going to tuck it on itself. So what to do as well is start with a little bit of the ribbon and then tuck it under. And then what you can do is you get yourself into a little bit of a motion. So we're going to pull up and then tuck under. So I like to do one section at a time. So tuck up and then tuck under. So we're going to then do exactly the same by following all the way through. You don't need any sort of tools. You don't need a poke tool to pop all the ribbon through. You don't need a pin, nothing like that. The die cut apertures from the designs are big enough that you can see the ribbon runs through it absolutely perfectly. If it does pop out, it just pops back in really simply as well. And then the good thing is, because of the size of these, once you do use up all your ribbon, you're going to be using lots of different ribbon widths that you've got within your crafty stash. But there we go. We've now got a ribbon thread all the way through. So what I'm then going to do is I'm going to secure them at each edge. So I'm going to bring in my tape runner. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to then pull that quite taut. So I'm going to hold one end and pull that one quite taut. Let's turn that over on itself and then add another bit of tape, and then we can pull that quite taut as well. Once I'm happy with that, what I'm then going to do is come in with my scissors and I'm going to trim that excess there, and then trim that excess there. Let's just finish that bit off there. So I'm going to create a backdrop as well. And you can't really see through into the back. It's white on white. So taking one of the colour cardstocks within the subscription box. Now remember, these ones, you're getting 15 of these, 5 colours, and you're getting 3 of each. And I've cut this one to 5 3/4 by 3 3/4. So go in with my tape runner, and we're going to add this one into the back of the card. So if we position that one in there, and then that creates a nice little backdrop with that teal colour. Then to finish off these panels at the top, I've got two, top and bottom. Now what I've done with each of these, now you can see, well I can see here, what I've done is I've written it down so that I can let you know. Within that actual cardstock, I've cut that to 6 inches by 1 1/4, and then the pattern cardstock I have cut to 6 inches by 1 inch, and I've done exactly the same on the bottom one. So I can then add my adhesive on, and I'm going to add my adhesive onto this one, and then we can then come along and we can position them into the bottom. We can then come along with the top one and position that one into play. What I'm then going to do is bring in a bow that I've already hand tied, and then we can then position that towards the right hand side, and then bringing in our sentiment. So I've stamped my sentiment onto white smooth stamping card. Now the white card I've cut to 2 1/4 by 1 inch, and then I've created a very, very fine matting layer using that teal cardstock. And I'm going to add my foam pads. Also just to say as well, around the white smooth stamping card, I've added a very light layer of Noir Black water reactive ink. And then what I can do is come along, I'm going to position that to the top left-hand side. I'm going to press, and then I'm going to make sure it's all nicely secured. The ribbon threading is all nicely secure. And then there we go. Here is our super cute card that we have created using the A6 card blank that comes included within the subscription box, which happens to be number 42, and it's all about our brand new ribbon threading dies.